What's going on, guys? Welcome to this episode of the Your Fifth Friend podcast, where we are believers that you are a combination of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and we are here to be your fifth friend and hopefully provide you with the entertainment, knowledge to live a better life and be a better human being here. So it is November 16th on the dot. We're in the thick of it. We all work in the e-com space, and Black Friday is busting right now. We're kind of in the middle of it right now.
We're deep into it right now. There's like, we're on meetings all day long. We're getting things prepared. A lot of clients coming to us with, hey, we got to get our customer service in place, and they're coming in the last minute, but we're excited. We're busy, but we're looking forward to this season. How about you?
We're the same exact way. I blocked out my calendar all of this week and all of next week. All of the people that you never hear about during the year, they all come out of the woodworks.
There we go.
This is like the dead leads that like were from 2 years ago come crawling out 3 days before Black Friday. Like, hey, I need help with my customer support now.
New prospects.
Oh yeah, I'm 8 days behind on customer service inquiries right now, and we need your help. And it's like you and every single other brand right now, and it leads to like, a lot of the good brands, the stronger brands, really got prepared months and months ago, and were prepared in like early October, and now it's kind of the people that are getting it going. But nonetheless, like things start off now, and they continue to get busy and busy and busy until Christmas. And for us in the CX space, it's like you're busy in January and February as well, because that's when people actually receive their goods and need to do their exchanges and returns and all that jazz.
It's funny that everybody comes to you guys. Right now, we have like nobody coming to us.
And they're busy.
Anybody that wants to come to us, we're like, hey, like we're fully committed until like the middle of December, beginning of January. But all of the people that we've been working with are coming to us for like, I need help with lines of credit. What should I do with inventory? What can I do with cash flow? What do I do with ads? So we like, even though we don't charge them for, we step in as like a controller, look at their books, see what the fuck is going on, listen to their plan, and help them navigate what it is that they have going on.
Yeah.
But dude, it's been busy.
A lot of brands, it's like do or die time now at this point. You know what I mean? A lot of brands, like they're kind of, they break even all year. They're waiting for this time of year, and this is when profits really, really soar. And I'm sure you get that insider information of like how brands like it's do or die on this part of the year.
We see everybody's ad spend going crazy. As of like, I would say like August, September is when everybody starts funneling in a ton of money into inventory. But what I find is that most people are, just like you said, either losing money a little bit or unprofitable. And then Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then the end of December, they'll literally triple their revenue, which is fucking insane. We have one client, I'm not exaggerating. They'll do like $70,000 to $100,000 from like January to August. September, they'll do like 1 million. October, they'll do 2 million. November and December, they'll do like $4 million a pop.
Do they sell like winter gloves or something?
Something like that. But they go from literally doing nothing to just skyrocketing. And we spend all year twiddling our thumb, preparing for that one moment, and they fire off. So it's all hands on deck. But it's been cool.
And since there is so much in the line, there's a lot of strategy that needs to go into like BFCM prep for these e-com brands. It's not as easy as just like turning the switch on and like sending an email or two. It's like we've all been on the e-com side of things ourselves too. And like,
we fucked up on a lot of it, and we did a couple good things.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot to learn to getting it done right. And it's the brands that have gone through this 6-7 times that are like, going through it again and like, all right, cool, here's how we actually want to run our promos to not lose the house, but to take advantage of this time of the year. So I think today let's talk about some of those things.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what are some of the do's or don'ts? Like, what are some things that brands should be doing as they prepare for BFCM? What are some of the things that they should not be doing?
Yeah.
So is CS.
On the CS side of things?
Yeah, because TalentPop, that's what you do.
So I think when it comes down to it on the CS side of things, like first thing, you need to be prepared staff-wise early on. Your ticket volume
Define early on.
Yeah. So realistically, you need to hire people in advance to your busiest season. And there's a time where you need to go through and conduct interviews, and you need to train these new team members that you end up hiring and get them ramped up. But also you don't want someone's first day of work to be on your busiest day of the year.
Literally on Black Friday.
Yeah. So you kind of want them to be like, a little bit like, you want them to be knowing how to rock and roll prior. So being prepared early on is really, really important. And I think like looking at your historical inquiries and understanding, all right, if I typically get, just for easy round numbers, 1,000 orders a month, last year in the month of September, what did October look like? 1,200. Cool. What did November look like? 3,000, 4,000. What did December look like? 3,000, 4,000. Cool. My CX team needs to be tripled or quadrupled at that point as well too, to handle the demand if I want to be able to provide my customers with the response speed they need. And more importantly than the response speed of the afterwards, it's the pre-purchase side of thing that is so pivotal. So I was talking to someone earlier today, actually. She's the owner of a company called Zoe. Zoe is a new like e-com help desk and automation platform that helps e-commerce brands automate live chat conversations as well as inbound conversations. Really cool tool. It's highly for like enterprise brands realistically. But when I was talking to her today, she says that 22% of all of their live chat conversations that come in are pre-purchase requests of like, should I buy a small or a medium? Does this run small or large? What looks good with this? And that is a huge opportunity that brands should be capitalizing, whether it's all year round or this specific time of the year. We have one client in the apparel space. I looked at their numbers last year about live chat revenue. 33% of their live chat conversations that came in the month of November, the whole month of November, resulted in revenue.
I believe it.
33% of those conversations. So if you're an e-com brand, like turn on this channel, get live chat online, take advantage of that massive conversion rate boost of all the people that are shopping. But in order to go ahead and do so and take advantage of all these dubs that are going to occur here, you need to have the capacity to do so because your volume is about to quadruple. You weren't prepared for live chat to begin with before, but now your volume's 4x what it used to be. It's like you need to be prepared for all of this because if live chat is not live, it's an answering service and your bounce rate will just go up because people ask a question like, dude, fuck this. Like this ain't the place for me. I'm going to go somewhere else and buy it. So it could be a travesty by not getting it set up properly. But the brands that do this right are taking advantage of huge wins of the conversation to revenue right there.
Also think about what that'll do to your return to ad spend. Like if you have all those people, you make a small investment in customer success, you have the live chat. How many people do you think you would save from bouncing?
I'll tell you what. So one, of the data that we have before, our average conversion rate on site for the average e-com brand that we work with on around the board is 1.9%. That's the average conversion rate that they save across and that's like the annual. Well, the percentage of people that convert that are engaging with the live chat widget is 7.9,
That's
meaning
crazy.
that you are 4x. If you engage with the live chat, you are 4 times more likely to purchase from us at this point. So like and that is not the Black Friday, Cyber Monday. That is the overall 12 months of a year number. That plus the intent of buying being as high as it is why you see some of those like 33% of chats converted into revenue that I was telling you about.
I just firsthand dealt with this. I'm building a gun and I'm trying to source all these different parts from all these different gunsmiths and shops. It's like, think about it for Amazon, but for like a gun. Anywho, I have a lot of specific questions about what I want to buy because it's like you have to be very specific. It's not like you could just put this thing together. It all has to.
And you have questions and follow-up questions as well.
It. Like I'm researching a ton of stuff. I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm trying to make sense of it all. I've never built a gun before. So it's like I have to be very precise with what I do. One of the companies, I bought a trigger. 10 days goes by. Haven't heard from them. Try to get on their live chat. Nothing's happening. Send them an email. Nothing's happening. Call them 3 or 4 times. They finally get to me. I swear to God, while I'm on the call with them, I get an email from them saying that we marked your order as fraud and we're not going to push this through over to you. So I go, okay, great. Like, let's just cancel the order. He's like, it's already done. 2 days later, they send me a message saying, oh, your order is shipped. I'm like,
How does that happen?
This is bullshit. And I wanted to spend legitimately $1,500 with them in parts. And I was like, fuck this. I canceled all of it. I go on this random website that I thought was a scam. And this pop-up comes up and it's like, hey, I'm the business owner. My name is Neil. If you want to talk to me, I'm online right now. They're in Texas, so they're Central Time. I'm in Pacific Standard Time. Yep. It's 6:30, 7 o'clock when I'm doing this. So it means it's 9 p.m. for the dude. I'm like, is this really you? I literally said that in the chat. I'm like, is this really you on live chat at 9 o'clock right now?
Like a smiley face.
He sent me, hand on Bible, his personal phone number. He said, you could call me right now. Like, this is me. Because of that one fucking move from that guy, I spent all of my money on his website. And guess what? Shipped it the next morning, came into my hands 2 days later.
But we're saying this out loud and you sound surprised that that's the outcome. But that's like,
because
how we
that's not
operate.
what anybody's used to. That's how people should be operating.
But that's like, it's hard, you know what I mean? To have that capacity to go and do so. That's why brands like they need to do it. And it's the brands that like staff appropriate, that pay enough attention to the CX side of things that take advantage of these huge wins. And I'm not saying that because of like, as the owner of TalentPop, it's like when I go engage with software companies, for instance, I'll speak for myself. If I'm talking to Stripe, dude, I don't want to email Stripe. I need to talk to your live chat realistically because I have too many questions and you're going to take 4 days to respond to my email. And then I'm going to have to type you a giant response because you're confused in what I'm asking. And it's like the dialogue can just be solved and I can make my purchase in this use case over here. And that's just the way that shoppers shop SaaS and different things like that. But e-com, people want that as well. And if you invest the time and effort, you take advantage of these huge wins of a loyal customer for life.
You want it more for e-commerce. I'll tell you why. Whether Stripe gets on that call with you or not, doesn't fucking matter. You're going to use them as your payment gateway, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
E-commerce, you can switch anywhere.
With e-commerce, like if I want to buy a t-shirt or if I'm buying a retail something from any type of retailer, it doesn't matter. Like I could go from Joe Schmo to the other option in a heartbeat. Yeah. What's going to keep somebody on your page? What's going to get them to buy? And it's going to be that extra level of TLC.
And I would go back to your point. I don't think having good customer service is hard. Good customer service can be done if you partner with the right people, right? If you're trying to do it yourself, it's probably hard because you don't have the ability to manage all different aspects of your business. But in reality, you just have to have the right team and you have to make sure that you're spending time and energy towards serving those customers or else they're going to go to someone else.
Yeah, because realistically, your buying decision is not as black and white as like the way that like e-com operators make it sound. Like, oh no, you saw my ad and then you went to my website and you made a purchase and like 2.9% of you convert. No, like I bet 50% of those people realistically were like interested in buying your stuff, which is why they clicked. Like there's a certain degree of interest, but the strong majority they're not because they have 20 reasons of doubt in their head, realistically.
Yeah, they need to be sold and walked to the finish line.
And they'll go and they can look at your reviews, but they have questions. Like even if it's like a website like Native, for instance, where it's like, I know what their product line is, but like maybe I have some like, I need to be sold still, realistically. Like even if it's this little deodorant, like I might have a question about like this one ingredient or what scent to get.
Yeah, but it's so realistic. Like if you get rashes, if you have sensitive skin, like you could be anybody and have any question, and no question is stupid. And so long as there's somebody there to nurture you,
yeah,
you're gonna win the game.
Just show that you care.
The problem is like when you're running an e-commerce brand, especially when you're not very large yet, you really only care about, do I have product in hand? What does my ROAS look like? Can I get this shipped on time? You don't think so much about the experience. Like you're building ads to convert. You're building email campaigns to convert. You don't really care so much about like, how does the customer feel along this whole journey? You only care about—
But is that the wrong approach even as a smaller brand?
100%, because how are you going to build brand that way? How are you going to have loyal fan base to continue purchasing from you?
So what do these smaller brands do in order to do what they need to do, right? There's 18,000 things that are on their list, but how do they make sure that they're still doing the little things that truly matter?
So I like what you said there, the 18,000 things. I don't think you should look at it from that perspective. People want to make things complicated to keep them away from doing what needs to be done. I think the fundamentals are the only thing that you should look at. And if you look at all of the giant brands, they're all just following the fundamentals. They're just doing more of it. And their cadence is more accurate.
Better, yeah.
So people overcomplicate is what we're saying.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
there's only like 6 things that a brand needs
look at the things that you need to define, right? And when I say define, I mean like really define this prior so you stick to the game plan and you follow it. I'm going to take you more through like a financial loop for a second, and then you guys can tie in the customer experience with it too.
Sure.
Step 1, you need to have the adequate inventory. But let's look at that. A lot of people want to introduce a new product. They think that's really interesting for Black Friday. I tend to disagree. If you have a core competency of products, just sell more of that. You can have a small bit of ancillary upsells and things of that nature, but people aren't coming in to buy something for 40% off on your post-purchase upsell. They want to buy the product that you're known for. So buy a whole ton of that. Because even if you don't hit the metrics that you think you were going to on Black Friday, those products are going to sell regardless. You're not sitting on dead inventory. Second thing is, when you're looking at what you want to do for your actual sale, like 20% off, 30% off, you really need to define what your budget is on an ad spend level, and you need to understand what your break even is with the different percentages that you're going to give off.
Don't just give discounts for the sake of giving discounts. That's a big Achilles heel for a lot of brands.
That's how people die, dude. I see a ton of our customers being like, dude, I thought 40% off was a good idea. We had all of these sales come in, but then when it came time to pay down the loans, pay for the inventory, pay for the ads, we were super red. You want to avoid that by any means necessary. If you normally spend 30 grand a month, set a number and do not stray away from it. Let's say it's going to be 60, 70 grand. Now you look at your purchases from inventory from that lens. You look at what your break even is from that lens. You know what type of sale you can afford, and all of it comes together nicely. The final thing that I would say is spend more time nurturing the clients that you already have versus trying to acquire new customers right now. Go balls deep in SMS, go balls deep in email campaigns, but really define who your customers are, how frequently they purchase, define who's a VIP versus who's somebody that purchases once every 90 days versus someone that's purchased before but hasn't purchased in a long time. Klaviyo is going to give you all these metrics, but you want to talk to those people in a very specific tone to get them to purchase the way that they want to be sold, right? And that's not hard to do. You have all of this data. It's just a matter of making use of it. The final thing that I would say is, and this is really financial, but get net terms with anybody that you can, whether it be the carriers that you're working with, whether it be the 3PL that's shipping out for you, whether it be your suppliers that you're purchasing inventory from, or whether it be the companies like Ampla or Wayflyer that you have a line of credit with. Extend your runway as much as you can. You want to dedicate the money that's coming in to fuel your ad spend, so then you can then later pay off everything that you have an obligation towards. But if you look at all of that, that's really what you need. Good emails to a defined audience, the same with SMS, have a predefined ad spend, then you'll know what your break even is. You'll know what your discount codes are. You know how much you're going to spend. In return, you know exactly what inventory you want to get. The cherry on top is enriching that experience with what you guys are doing on a customer level side.
So what you're primarily talking about is taking a conservative approach towards it, right? It's primarily working off your existing customers and being able to double, like off your lists and being able to double down there rather than focus on like the new customer acquisition side of things.
I like both. Both are great. But what I think people miss out on is reducing how much you have to spend on ad spend by catering to the people that are already there instead of being like, all I want are new customers.
Yeah.
You could spend less on ad spend and make way more. But you can certainly leverage both.
It's a dual approach, realistically, I think, if you ask me. I think what you want to do is spend some time to spend 2 weeks on purely on what your strategy is of your existing lists that you have, whether that's your existing customer list, your abandoned cart list, your retargeting list of people that have ever seen your ads, like that like warm audience that never even clicked onto your website. Like, think through your strategy very diligently there, like lock that in, build your email schedule, like over index on how many emails you want to send out, build your SMS schedule, make sure that the right messages, the right time is going out. That's going to be your efficient spend realistically. But at the same time, I think some of the bigger brands in the space are also taking advantage of when the propensity to buy is high realistically, because realistically, everyone's just looking for a deal. Right, during Black Friday, propensity to buy is high. People in general are just spending more of their wallet share during this time of the year. And if you can go ahead and acquire that, you can't go, Rambo mode and go crazy and be like, dude, I just want customers. Like, you need to be diligent with what you're saying. But I do think that this is a big time to be, especially if you have a good brand with a great product. This is an opportunity to build, to create that next round of loyal customers and enter them into your business as well too. But you got to keep in mind that acquisition costs are going to be very, very high during this time of the year. CPMs are going to be extremely high during this time of the year because everyone else is increasing their spend there. But you should be okay with in looking at that specific cohort and be like, all right, I am okay with a break even on this new customer base over here, knowing that I'm getting extremely profitable returns on my existing customer base.
You have the support system.
That way, yeah, you need to pay attention to both. If you're just paying attention to new customer acquisition, you're really fucking yourself here, because your last 100,000 customers that you had previously are just as ready to rock and roll and purchase at this point. And paying attention to them makes it so your acquisition cost might be pennies on the dollar, and their propensity to buy is also very high. But again, it comes to do with product. What industry are you in? Do you have a consumable, ready to reorder product to go ahead and sell your customers? But the sales that I like that brands run is, like you mentioned, there's like the 40%, and that's kind of what screws people. So you over index on the offer, and you're paying attention, like, all right, people are really going to click on that, especially the new customers. They're going to be all about it. But what I see some brands do, which I think is the best, is brands, like I'll talk about two examples. I like the theory of like the 20 to 70% off, right? The up to 2% off, which is like, all right, our base is 20% off, but maybe for these select categories of back stock, there's a clearance aisle over here. We can go share it. So that way on your, even whether it's your retention ads, like your email, your SMS, your existing customer base, like you're having that big, bold offer to them. But then even like that sounds really sexy for this like completely cold audience, or like maybe like not completely cold, but warm to the point they've seen your ads before, but never actually clicked. You know, they've watched 10 seconds of a video ad that you've ran before. That's a good audience to hit with this big offer there. What I saw a brand do last year, which I thought was really, really cool, is they were running this like 20 to 70% off thing, but they ran it for like the week, let's call it the week of Black Friday. It might've been longer than like 10 days. And they made it so each collection was like hit like that top discount, that 70% off for one day only. So let's say that like it's apparel. I'm going to go ahead and say my short sleeve t-shirts are, it's 70% off these t-shirts, like our core product, but it's 20% off everything else on site. Well, people are going to go ahead and it's going to create the idea to start shopping, right? And you're going to buy and get 70% off your t-shirt, and you're going to buy a bunch of other ancillary things, which are at lower discount rates over there. Cool. So you increase the cart value that way. And then guess what? Tuesday now is you switch to your accessories are now 70% off. Everything else drops down to that 20 level. So now someone's like, oh shit, like I bought some accessories yesterday. I'm going to buy some more of them now. And it's like, you're getting them back on the site. And the thing about BFCM is you kind of want your people that purchased at the beginning of your sale to continue to purchase throughout the sale.
Yeah.
And
you want to gamify it.
You want to gamify it. But like what we used to do early on is be like, we would have to like, we didn't do it right, in my opinion. We would run a Black Friday sale and we would increase it on Monday. So that we can get everyone that purchased Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to buy again on Monday, because the offer is a little better. I like this idea better about doing it on a collection by collection basis. And this number 70 is like a very arbitrary number. It's like if your max discount is 30%, then you'd be like up to 30% off this specific collection here, and have that adjust day over day. That way your list is excited to figure out what's on sale tomorrow, what's on sale the next day, et cetera. And don't do this for every holiday. Let this be a thing where it's like, this is the one day a year. So like realistically, this is that audience coming back for the third or fourth time. They might've waited, they didn't wait all year for this sale, but they waited, maybe they were going to purchase in October. They're going to purchase way more inventory in November at this point.
Look at how well that'll complement your SMS and your emails too. Like you're constantly building some type of anticipation rather than sending the same fucking emails over and over again. It'll get people to open, it'll get people to click, and it'll keep people excited.
Yeah. You always need a reason. Like what I've always learned is you need a reason to email people. You need a reason to text them. You can't just be this like, this is me reminding you of the sale that I reminded you of 10 minutes ago. It's like, no, this is me reminding you of a different sale that's over here. And if you can create and manufacture that reason to be in contact, it gives you more swings of the bat. You don't want to take a swing of the bat when it's not your turn to swing, but if it is your turn to swing, then swing that fucking bat.
One note that I'll add to this, I like the breakdown of like, if you spend 200, get X, spend 500, get X, whatever those metrics are. If you can change your Ajax cart to reflect whatever you have in your cart into sections at the top, to be like, oh, spend X amount more to get X amount percentage off, that really gamifies it for me, and I enjoy doing that. Because then I try to hunt, right? Like, let's say I'm at 450 and I need to hit 500.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that I can buy to make it exactly to 500 so I could get this other discount? And then you enjoy being on the website. You stick around longer.
Do you prefer getting the additional discount or getting the free item in that process? Because I've seen both.
I don't really care about a free item. I want to control what I want to purchase and get delivered. Personally, I would rather get the discount.
Yeah.
But everybody's different. Like everybody likes to be sold a different way.
There's a company that's called, they're called Grow LTV. I'm on their website now. It looks like it changed to boost.shop. And they do a really, really good job of like building a tool out that gamifies this. It gamifies a lot. It gamifies the process around increasing cart value like better than anything I've ever seen before.
What does it look like?
So when you add, so this is for like a subscription oriented company, you add the item to cart. If you did not order the subscription, it's an easy way to convert it. On the top, there's a little rewards thing and it shows like this much to unlock free shipping, this much to get this % off, this % off. And then there's a mystery gift at the end based off your size. On the right-hand side of it, it showcases like all of the potential like cross sells as well too. So you can take a look, like this is Kettle and Fire's website.
That looks really good.
Yeah. And there's a company that does this. You can just pay for their tech and it enables it.
That's so sick, actually.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
So if I go and like add, let's just start off with one of these things to cart. This is what it looks like here. So see how I'm not upgrade to subscription? When I do this, this will all get upgraded to subscription as well too. You know what I mean? It's a big value driver, I think. I think these guys are crushing it with this tool.
I'm going to change topics for a second, but still related to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. What are you guys going to buy? Is there anything on your Christmas list for Black Friday that you guys are like,
I've already gotten the discount for Built, so I bought a bunch of t-shirts, pants. I already bought a good amount of it.
You're looking like a new fucking man this week.
I'm
By the
looking
way,
crisp.
he's got his glasses on and all. You're in sexy mode, dude.
I don't really have anything on the list. I'm like, I haven't really thought about it, to be honest with you. What about you?
We've been waiting for that TV.
If 8 Sleep comes on with a 30% off, what are you doing?
Dude, you need an affiliate code.
Can you guys explain what 8 Sleep is? Like, I've seen the, like, what is it? Just like a cover that goes on? What is this 8 Sleep thing?
He's been jerking them off and pitching me on it for a while.
Tell me.
It's a cold bed, no? Like
so
it just keeps you temperature regulated.
Options. You can go ahead and buy the full 8 Sleep bed, or you can buy this like cover that goes around.
No, I fuck the cover. I want the real deal.
The
Tell
real
me
deal is like
deal.
$5,000. The cover's $1,000 or whatever. It's a subscription bed.
What is the subscription part?
So I'll tell you what it does. So what it is you hook it up and it hooks water. There's like a water tank attached to this thing. And what it does is you set the temperature of what you want your bed to be, and it runs water into like the bed to cool or heat the bed to your desired temperature. So you could be like, I want my room to be, you're like, for you, did you want your room to be like 66 degrees? It's like, no, you can make your bed 66 degrees in your half of the bed as well too. And then also,
no way, you could split it.
You could split it. And
That's
then
sick.
also, just like a Whoop, it measures your sleep the same way a Whoop or an Oura Ring does as well too. So like it'll measure like how many wake ups, what's your HRV, what's your sleep score, and it tracks everything along with it too.
So is that the sell, or is the bed itself very comfortable too?
I mean, I'm only looking at like the slip that goes over because I like my bed.
I think their hero product is the cover, and the bed
It's
is
the
like
cover.
the ancillary product is the bed.
They started off with the bed, but realistically, a bed's fucking way too expensive. It's expensive to ship, all that stuff. Everyone already has a bed. Like this is just this was a good move that they pulled.
But you don't need their bed. You can
you can just apply
get the
this
cover.
to your own bed.
I wonder if it's loud, if it's
for
water
sleep,
tank
dude.
and all
It's
this
probably
shit.
Fucking silent.
Whisper quiet.
Yeah. But you go and it cools you.
$2,000.
Yeah, it cools.
For a fucking sheet?
It's in the sheet, man.
You just said it was
It's a cover.
It's the 8 Sleep.
cover.
It's a cover that has that temperature control on both sides.
This guy is tasteless.
Clearly, dude. I sleep
I
on
mean,
a
there's a lot of people that like. They have a ton of customers. So like, there's a market for this product by all
You
means.
haven't gotten Huberman by this?
What would Mr. Ben do with this bed?
You know what he'll do.
What would Mr. Ben do?
And you, as you mentioned, they have the membership here. So like, what is the membership doing? It automatic
It's the
temperature,
tracking, I think.
the reporting, the vibration, thermal alarms, and
So it wakes
extended
you up by
warranty.
shaking, which is pretty cool.
It's a giant whoop, is what it is.
It's a Whoop that you sleep on, and then it cools you off.
It's a smart bed cover that has
Because
temperature
you
control.
get better, allegedly get better sleep. Like you've heard about this. Like you get better sleep based off the room being cold. Well, you can manufacture your freaking bed being cold, so your room doesn't have to be cold. AC bill down.
Devil's advocate. Turn on the AC. Then
AC
what?
bill too expensive. You can't track yourself.
I got a whoop.
I have a whoop.
No, you don't.
There's a whoop.
This is a whoop.
It's so uncomfortable.
Do you have both watches on right now?
I've a Whoop and I'm a watch.
Oh, you're double wristing.
Of course. I've been doing that pretty consistently.
I love it. So you guys really don't want anything? There's nothing on your list?
This is freshly on the list.
This is on my list. I'm probably going to, I might get a little bit more. I keep buying more stuff.
I need to go and get some pants.
There's no fuck you purchase.
I need to get some jeans. I have 3 pairs of jeans in total, and 2 of them are like demolished with holes. So I probably need like a new.
I do need some new sneakers as well.
I bought some new gym shoes.
Okay.
Dude, I'm a simple guy.
Is it the same? Is it the same shoe?
No, I bought like these are gym shoes.
What gym shoes?
Nike Metcon
like
4s.
deadlift shoes?
Kind of, yeah. But like I had real
What is it
deadlift.
called? Nike what?
Metcon 5s, I think.
Metcon 5. Are you going to fucking Mars with these shoes?
No, they're for lifting. They're for lifting, but they're not as like solid as the old ones that I had. They're good for running as well too.
Oh, they have
They're
like
legit.
a big heel. Okay.
But yeah, dude, I'm a simple fucking guy, man. If my life is good, like my life is like, I like to work out, I like to exercise, I like to feel good.
Travel.
I might go and get some freaking Jimmy DeShawnee Sport Formula.
If there's a 30% off on a Sprinter, but you have to buy it cash, would you do it?
Yes.
If I find
If it's like not like I don't want like a normal Sprinter. I want one that's like converted already. But yeah,
something that Alex Honnold would take with himself soloing.
I don't know. He's like,
Why do you know someone
guy.
that has this for 30%
Yeah, I'll take a
off?
BFCM Sprinter.
I'm going to find one.
Okay.
I will find one.
I like a good deal.
So what's on your list?
They're gonna get negotiated down. Just know that.
I'm so stupid, dude. I wanted to get a gun and I did, and I bought everything the week before Black Friday because I couldn't handle waiting a week.
Other than that, what else do you want?
That's it.
That's
A
it.
new fishing rod?
No, we're going to go fishing this weekend. Are you going to fish with us, by the way?
Maybe.
Dude, we're going to get Arman to catch a fish.
I'm probably just going to jump in the lake and catch it like straight, like just straight hunter style.
Dude, no, you won't. By the way, we've had this debate for years now that this guy would kill a mountain lion with his bare hands. Do you remember what happened when the mouse was in the office?
Yeah.
Ashkan,
I attacked that thing with my bare hand.
you ran away you
I
left
jumped
early.
on top of the table. That's what I did. I jumped on top of the table. But why did I jump on top of the table? Because I was about to take that thing
you were
down.
going to arrow him from the table?
Exactly.
Okay.
You got it.
That's fair.
You got it. But with that said, myself versus mountain lion, let us know in the chat who's going to win.
I went to the zoo like 2 weeks ago and I seen a mountain
San
lion.
Diego?
No, dude, there's a zoo in Irvine.
What?
Yeah. It's by like.
You mean the Santa Ana Zoo is like a proper
It's like
Irvine?
it's a very small zoo in Irvine.
They have a mountain lion.
Is that where you were taking the pictures from when she was in the...
No, this was like this. I don't even know how to describe. It's kind of near like Orange. Like it's like up over there. It's in Irvine though.
Okay.
And they have mountain lion. They have freaking panthers there as well too. A mountain lion's big. A mountain lion would fuck you up. A mountain lion's like 400 pounds. These things don't play games.
Do you think Nipsey, my cat, if he was like coked out, could really give you a run for your money? Or would you just stomp him?
Simba stopped him. Never mind myself.
This is true.
Our little dog Simba destroyed this kid.
All right, guys, we'll switch. Is there anything else? I have another topic that I want to talk about.
Go
topic,
what are you
yeah.
buying? Like, what is there nothing else that you want to buy?
Just my guns. I'm preparing for D-Day. Oh, I might buy a chest rig with level 4 body armor.
I was gonna ask you. You should buy a bulletproof vest.
Yeah. I'm thinking about doing
Saman
chest
moves.
rig. So you get to pick, like, there's levels. Like a 9mm bullet could penetrate it versus like a 5.56, which is an AR, versus like an AK, which is a 7.62, and it keeps going on and on and on.
All right, speaking, I got to go into this rabbit hole for 30 seconds here. I went and saw the Resvani vehicles. I don't know if any of you guys know what a Resvani is.
The fucking tank.
It's
Yeah.
literally, they call it, there's a Resvani tank and a Resvani Vengeance. This thing has bulletproof glass that can take, there's 2 levels. One can take like a 9mm, another one can take a 5.56, like, like pretty much like an AK round type bullet. Crazy. It was like this thick.
And you can't roll the windows down, right?
You can roll the windows down. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This thing was beast.
Are you going to buy the car?
We'll see. Maybe one day.
Have you thought about buying the car?
I'm going to be praying for, Santa Claus this year. I've been good. I'm going to really try to get to this year. So we'll see.
Are you actually?
Probably not this year, no.
Dude, you got to make a big dick purchase. Imagine starting off 2024. I have a bulletproof vest and you have a bulletproof car.
Let me buy a house first.
Yeah, dude, this website's made on WordPress. They can't
So
trust
what?
this.
Who cares?
That means
The
their
car
car
is
is built on WordPress.
All right, what are we going to say,
What's your
Ashkan? What's your
topic?
topic?
All right, cool. So I thought about this idea that I think is a really, really good idea that's in the space.
For Black Friday?
No, this is just an e-com business
biz
idea that I think someone
Little cherry on top for you
someone
guys.
should start. Are you guys familiar with Fabletics as a company?
I think they run the
Yes.
best sales ever. By the way, side quest. If you go into their store, they run the same promo. And I have to tell you, like, I was just walking by and they sucked me and my girlfriend in and I ended up buying some stuff for Azita.
Did you go? So can you explain what their business
It was a
model
great
is? Because it
experience.
is very different than a traditional e-commerce
Yeah,
business.
so like from what I've never been inside the store. I've seen it in Fashion Island, but I've never been there. But their business model is a membership model. I'm not sure if you're aware. So you go and you join and become a Fabletics member. I don't know what exactly it's called. The VIP, they have a VIP offer. And they're a subscription company around workout apparel. And long story short, what they do is they offer you 80% off your first purchase with them to become a VIP member. 80% off.
And they probably lose money on that purchase.
So no, they don't. They're for so like these shorts I'm looking at. $59.95 is the MSRP for shorts.
They probably make it for $6.
They're selling it for 80% off.
Cost per-
$11.98 is what you can buy these shorts for, which is great. Like it's not like people are eating that like first D2C offer up, right? I see all their ads all the time. Kevin Hart's on there. He's like, "Oh, you got to buy the shorts," and $11.98. People are going to go. This is going to convert, but when you go ahead and when you add to cart, you VIP add to bag. And what that means is you're going to only get this 80% off offer when you join their VIP program. And when you join their VIP program, you're paying $11.98, but it renews at $59.95 a month.
$60 a month?
$60 a month. But this $60 a month goes into your account as a credit that you can now use on the site.
Oh, that's so smart.
So you're going and since they have a great array of product and great quality product, it's like, these are kind of like basics, right? It's like you can buy $60 worth of shorts and t-shirts, whatever it is for
yeah,
like
but
a
you
gym.
think people are going to do that every single month? Or
But
is
if
it
you apply it to your wallet, it lasts 12 months.
No, but think about the way.
But is this an annual subscription?
It's
of $60?
$59.95. It's monthly.
So
And the next month you get charged another $59.95. It also goes in your wallet, and your money that's in your wallet lasts up to 12 months. So in a year you'll have up
$720.
to $720 if you don't spend $1. Right, but maybe 3 months in, you want to go on the site and you want to start spending your money. You have $180 in there, and you can start spending it.
But this is smart because think about the way that you guys just explained how you guys are going to make your purchases. You waited for something, then you bought a whole wardrobe.
Yeah.
Both of you did.
So I think
People are going to be the same way.
If they have good product, it makes sense to be able to do this. But guess what? You got 80% off your first time making a purchase. Even as a VIP member, I don't think you're getting 80% off for life off all your shit.
No.
You're probably getting a discount, right? You're probably getting 50% off all of your stuff. So now these $59.95 shorts are $30, but their cost on it is $6. So they're profiting and they're controlling their revenue because they know what their churn rate is. And I would imagine to cancel is probably a little bit difficult to go. There's probably some friction around the process to cancel of like, why do you want to cancel? Are you sure you want to cancel? That type of stuff.
Then at the end it says call
You have
customer
all of
support.
these credits here that are going on. And they're guaranteeing their revenue because every month they're forcing you to pay $60. So their LTV is super high in comparison to the average apparel site there. But they have a deep product section. They're doing it right here. I think this is an excellent model that's in this space. But right now this is for apparel. What else can this, what is the Fabletics of what? Like what is the next thing that this model can work off of? Because it needs to be something that's consumed on a very regular basis for it to make sense for you to accrue a wallet full of cash to spend on the site, but not care too much about it.
I would love doing that to something like makeup.
I think makeup would be a really good idea.
Basics.
That's what this is.
That's not.
It is.
It's more.
They're a crosser between
they're
like
more
Lululemon
athletic.
and Built.
Yeah. So the idea that I think here would be really, really good is someone to create the Fabletics of supplements. So you go in and your first purchase, let's say that this is greens. This is premium shit. You brand this as the AG1 of the space over here. It's $60 for our greens over here. But for you, you're going to get 80% off your first order of greens. $11.98 for 30 days worth of greens. That's a huge offer for some, like the average, like even shitty greens, $35, $39 or something on the lines of that. The cost on this is $7, $6 probably realistically. But you can go ahead in there and you go and you acquire that first customer. And then it's one of those things where it's like you're applying $65 as a membership. They sell multivitamins, probiotics, creatine, whatever, everything that's in the space.
Yeah.
And now you give them, again, you're not getting this 80% off, but maybe you're getting 50% off all of your goods. But our shit is premium. So it's $60 for this supplement over here. You're going to hit $30, which is lower than anything you can get anywhere else. And I think if you brand this properly, you can create something fucking huge out of this. I think the supplement opportunity is a bigger opportunity than the Fabletics apparel opportunity itself.
Spoilage rate is higher.
Spoilage rate.
I just don't see people like for Fabletics. You're like spending $720 a year in clothing. I don't think there's that many people that are going to spend that much money on clothing per year. Like they're not going to stay as a subscriber for the whole year.
Dude, we're all fucking assholes that go to Louis Vuitton and you'll spend fucking $3,000 on a keychain. Like, of course people are going to spend it, especially when the product line is that deep.
Yeah, I think if it is that deep, like you can go and like reset your gym shorts pretty frequently if you fuck them up, or your underwear. Like they sell everything, right? So they have a deep selection. But I think going back to supplements though, we're not even talking about t-shirts.
When I said spoilage, by the way, I meant like within 30 days, they're going to finish their product.
It's consumable, yeah.
Consumable.
It's consumable, so you're kind of forcing that next purchase. You have money in your account, so you can test new things, whether it's, again, like pre-workout, greens, vitamins, probiotics, fish oil, all those things. That's all really high margin stuff for a brand. Higher margin than probably apparel, realistically, as well, too. And a way easier production manufacturing that you need as well. Oh, my God,
yes.
So if you can create this scene, like what Fabletics is, they created this really great brand. It's unisex. It's for both. It's very neutral. They did a really, really good job, and they applied great people on top of this brand, great influencers. I think this is a $1 billion company if someone does this correctly.
The value out of supplements is actually really cool because you could start adding on like training programs to it. Like if you are a VIP member, you get this, you get into the community, you get that. Like you could actually build something around it that'll keep people along outside of here's a 50% discount.
I agree. Yeah. And it's like you get access to our recipes or whatever it happens to be. Like this is
you have to build a ton of value add.
Dude, if First Form did this, it would go postal.
I think you need to start a new company that's fresh, that's okay with being able to have an offer this strong as your initial walk in the door. This has to be a new, fresh company. You can't pivot into a model like this realistically.
Or you can take a company that's failed, that has a brand and do it. Like if, let's say, bodybuilding.com wanted to come into something and do something
idea.
like this.
Yeah, that's a good idea for a brand like that. But again, their name, like that's a good company to do it, but their name is too... It's not Fabletics. Like Fabletics is a very neutral, like their branding is like exactly where you want it to be. Like you need something that's very neutral here for it. That way you can establish both the,
I mean, they should be rebranding. Like,
yeah.
I think that they would be a perfect company to do something like this.
Yeah, I think bodybuilding.com would be
But guess
killer.
what?
They already have a lot of the back end stuff. They have the forums. They can create more education. They already have a lot of that stuff built out.
But anyone can do this, right? What I'm trying to get to the point of is like anyone that's listening to this can launch this. It's not that difficult of a business to go ahead and launch. It's highly recurring. You're guaranteeing your future sales. You don't need a crazy amount of inventory. You probably want to start with a little bit of depth.
I think the one point that's going to make this really palatable is having a ton of product. And I'm not talking about like
you have to have
having 100 of the same SKU. I'm talking about having 500 SKUs. If you have a deep product line and you know that somebody has to spend, in theory, $720 a year.
I think you could raise money for this idea pretty easily, though.
This would be a great idea for somebody that's been here before.
Who's going to do it?
I actually really like that idea for supplements. I think that's great. It's like how much... I'm thinking makeup. I'm thinking like skincare and beauty.
I think that's also a really, really good one too. Like what's interesting about the space is you're guaranteeing your future. Your LTV, well, you're not guaranteeing anything, but your LTV versus the average website's LTV is significantly higher.
It's going to be massive.
Is significantly higher. That's what it really comes down to.
I actually wouldn't do makeup because makeup has too many different shades. But like, let's say you do lotion and fucking like Aesop. Or like you have one flavor of hand wash.
I think these fast fashion brands, like it is similar to, but like they have a plethora of things to offer there. And if they can lock in, having that average order value per month, $50, $60 per month, and you have that in the subscription, And I think that could be an interesting.
It sounds like any
niche there.
brand can do this. It's a matter of someone taking this model can be copied in 20 different industries. And I think that it's like when people need to start identifying these models of like, whoa, you're doing something different here. And this makes sense of why you're so successful. Like it's identifying those little elements and then being able to like take that in the 7 different verticals that it can potentially be going to.
Why do you think it hasn't happened to this scale yet? Like what is Fabletics innately doing better than everybody else?
I think they raised a ton of money.
I think that even the back end tech is not not as straightforward as like standard e-commerce to go ahead and make this occur. To charge them to not deliver something. There's probably some compliance and a lot of legal that goes into this as well too. This isn't Shopify, you know what I mean?
No, it's like buying a gift card. That's all it is. You're essentially purchasing a gift card. They're going to have a really heavy balance sheet is what's going to happen. They're going to have a ton of stuff in gift card liabilities per se, and then that needs to get drawn out.
Well, guess what it says? It says after 12 months, these liabilities are gone.
They perish.
At that point. Yeah. So it's freaking interesting. I think that there's opportunity here for people to do this, whether it's toys or whether it's anything. I think toys would be a good one too.
Huh. But then that would become like a box. What's the company that sells you just like random boxes every month?
No, because you're just accruing a balance and you go and get whatever it is that you want. You just need a deep toy store, realistically.
You think you could do this as a retailer? Like let's say I'm housing a ton of different brands and then you could pick out from whatever the fuck you want.
I don't think your margins are going to be there. So you're talking about 80% off the first order and then 50% off for the membership. You know what I mean? Like,
what if you just drop shipped for them?
There's something here. I don't think we need to figure out what the actual answer of like the gold standard scenario is, but I think that someone can take this model and run with it.
Beautiful. Any last thoughts for Black Friday?
Send more emails, send more text messages, operate live chat on site. Don't lose your ass on discounts. Get creative with your discounts. Start your Black Friday sale now if you haven't done so already.
You should have started like 2
months ago.
And continue to sell into the new year and come up with new reasons to be able to contact your customers at scale and figure out those ways in your post-purchase process to increase that cart value and potentially even increase continuity within that purchase.
Let's say you were late to the game, like make sure that you're not late to the game next year. Like make sure that you're actually starting to build out the strategy even a year in advance. If you know you dropped the ball, you know you didn't have enough inventory, make sure that you are learning those lessons and really understanding what went wrong, what could have been done better, and preparing earlier for the next year so you don't make the same mistakes over.
The good news is people are going to spend regardless of what like the macro climate is. People are already conditioned to spend on Black Friday. If you fucked up this year, you always have next year and the next one and the next one and the next one. All right, that's what we got. Fire it off.
Guys, thank you guys for listening once again. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. We want to be your fifth friend. So join us, like, subscribe, all the above, and we'll see you in the next episode.
And good luck, everybody. Have fun.